Got a hole in my nose, dude. It's a deviated septum.
Yes. My God.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Steve-O's smarter than everybody thinks he is.
Wildly Uninteresting Podcast, episode number 150.
Yeah.
150. Welcome back to our amazing show.
Why is that blank?
You don't know. I don't ever know.
We don't know what just
I don't
happened.
ever know.
But we were talking about Red Bull and energy drinks and stuff, and apparently Red Bull has a shit ton of stuff in it. But I guess caffeine, is that all that's in it?
Yeah.
They don't put like weird stuff in it.
No.
Huh.
It's just caffeine and water.
I mean, like I know there's other things in it, but I swear to God, I mean, I hadn't been sober that long the last time I drank one.
Yeah.
So like, it shouldn't have made me that shaky.
It's really hard when you're detoxing to drink energy drinks. Although, like, I want to when I'm like detoxing, like from drugs, like opiates. You can't.
As opposed to what?
Oh, I don't know. I
What
guess
else do
if you were,
detox from?
I don't know.
if you were a cokehead,
I haven't had a
detoxing,
burrito in 3 months.
probably good.
Yeah.
If you were detoxing from like cocaine or meth or something, I'm sure that it would be a good like supplement. It wouldn't be great, but it would be a.
Yeah, it'd be better than nothing.
I mean, I just assumed that the detoxing from meth would be worse. Because being on it is worse. Like, is that a reasonable thought to have?
I've never had to detox off of it, but they say it's really more mental than anything. I mean, you're like fatigued, and then you're at a higher risk of like suicide. But yeah, because you have like no happiness in your brain.
Yeah.
It takes months or can take months to get back to being normal.
If you're coming down off drugs, go hang out at a playground. Children and dogs.
Yes,
Pull you back from the edge.
Locked up for being a creep. Maybe get some drugs while you're
Slides
in prison.
keep people
Jail.
alive.
Jail prison.
Jail prison.
No, I don't know what that. I don't think I've ever had a detox off of stimulant.
No,
It's
I
never
would
been my
say,
thing.
I'd say definitely
Thing.
opiates are worse. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
physical and mental.
It's like a legitimate physical sickness that you have to go through to get over it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's where you get over that hump, and then everything's good and happy, and then you have to achieve. You have to go through pain to feel like you achieved. Happiness only comes from extreme pain.
No pain, no gain.
And I
proven.
say I haven't detoxed off stimulants, but I was doing a lot of meth and Adderall every day. So maybe I have detoxed off of it, and I don't know.
I don't even know what happened.
I was too fucked up to realize
Yeah.
what was happening.
The opiate withdrawal was just worse.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's like if you're drunk as shit and then do a rail of coke, you're like, you're not even drunk now.
Yeah, you're just on coke.
I'm
for
just
sure.
coming off the other shit.
Coming off drugs is the fucking worst. But it like begs the question, like when you change your brain so much. Let's just say bad habits, not even drugs, bad habits,
Yeah.
right? How hard it is to get the default mode network to change.
Would you rather come off heroin or stop chewing your nails?
I don't know. I don't know which one.
Stop.
Fingernails and
Hey,
toenails.
stopping chewing your nails is hard. It took me a long time to do it,
You know,
but I did it.
I don't think I've ever had to like think about not doing that. I was just like, I need to quit doing this shit, and then I
Well,
just
that's
kept
thinking
making it
about
happen. Oh shit. Yeah, it's kind of like thinking about it.
Breaking shit.
But that's I've never really had to think about that, and I think really the drugs part it's because it's a habit and like physically addictive, but I think that's a smaller portion of it because us humans love habits.
Yeah.
Like our brain loves
I'll
it.
tell you what, man. I think the three of us need to eat fish sandwiches every day
Yes.
All
for like
right,
a month,
all right.
and then just stop,
Yeah.
and then see if any of us gets like irritated.
Look, I
Because
eat
of the
Kit
fish
Kats every
sandwich.
day.
Yeah.
I won't even want one, and I'll see one. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna eat that Kit Kat. Like, I swear to God. Now, I won't say I get irritated if I don't eat one, But
Right.
it is very much like a habit to eat it
Yeah,
at this
it's at
point.
least in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Oh man, I could have eaten that.
Uh-huh.
Sugar fiends are a thing.
Yeah, if I don't see it, I'm fine. But the second I see it, I'm like, I have to eat this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you put on some drag show, you're like, man, I usually eat Kit Kats while this is on.
As soon
Oh,
as we
yeah.
finish dinner, I always eat a piece of a Kit Kat. It's done. Yeah, that's the one.
A
as
piece
soon,
of one.
Well,
So
One
not even a
little
whole
piece.
one.
no, I eat the whole fucking thing.
Okay.
But like,
Just a
I
big
have to
piece.
break a piece off. It's like the first thing I do.
So what do you think the key is to change a habit? Like, do you have to like feel enough pain from said habit to change
You
it?
just have to get a better habit.
Do you get like, so you got to replace
Yeah.
the bad habit?
That's all
with
anything
the
is.
beneficial.
I think it depends on the habit because a lot of times, especially like with drugs, your situation has to be so bad you have to be backed into a corner that you have no other option except, okay, I think I'll change this habit
Well,
now.
yeah, because I mean, if it comes down between doing hard drugs and journaling,
Right.
it's like, well, drugs.
Yeah. For sure.
We were watching something last night, and the girl was like, "I wouldn't throw my drugs aren't good enough," or what was it like? She was like, "I wouldn't throw my whole life away for drugs." I'm like, "You just haven't done the
Yeah,
right
you haven't
drugs.
done the
lady.
right one.
You
yes.
do terrible drugs.
You do the shitty drugs."
Yeah.
Like those.
Louis C.K. talks about drugs, and she's like,
Yes.
drugs are so good, they'll ruin your life.
Absolutely. Hell yes. Why do you think there's so many addicts?
Yeah.
dude.
Because the shit's awesome. They're
I'm-
all awesome.
I know if exercise was so cool, then people wouldn't
Oh,
stop
yeah.
going to the gym in February.
Yeah, we'd all be
Yeah.
fit as fuck.
Yeah.
Everybody would. That's I feel like a lot of people that don't know that though, that say, "Oh, drugs are bad," and they've never had them, I think are addicted to something else. Whether that's
Yeah.
bad behaviors, bad
Being
ways
a
of
dick.
thinking, being an asshole.
Yeah.
Parent teacher conferences.
Yeah, they're just fucking addicted to helping out the fucking teachers.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that they're probably addicted to something else. And you know what I figured out? You know that cop that was
Oh,
fired from LMPD and shit for Breonna Taylor's like shooting into the
Haskins?
yeah,
I think that's his name.
Hankins.
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 That's it.
It's Brett
Bitch
Hankins.
ass
There you go.
Hankins.
Yeah, dude lives 10 minutes from here.
Wow.
If anybody,
Yeah.
if anybody that listens to the podcast wants to put a sign in the guy's front yard, just
Or take a dump.
expressing
Yeah.
your disdain for him,
If you're down the street and you got a shit,
yeah, it's a good yard to do it in.
Drive past the gas station and pop off at this motherfucker's house.
That's crazy. And when I read that he was from Taylorsville, I'm like, God fucking shit. And then so I looked it up. It was 10 minutes away, and then I got to thinking, I'm like, I wonder what this guy is doing now. Because I was like, I checked all the police departments around here, because you know how they'll trade police. You know, they're like, oh, I got fired there for like raping some lady when I was
so
whatever.
I'll go to this other police department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's all become sheriffs.
It makes you wonder, like, did his wife stay with him? Because if so, like, there's probably something wrong with her too. And then,
I mean,
like,
there's something wrong with every woman.
they're all bad.
Yeah, it's the uterus.
I think so.
That's what's wrong with us.
Does something to the lady. It makes you wonder, dude. Like, what does she feel about the situation? You know, I want to know her point of view. Is she still there? Did she take off on
I'm
him?
good. She shouldn't have been asleep in her house.
I know.
This is craziness, man. Oh, but cycling back to it though, I watched. They did like 3 or 4 Vice News things on Louisville specifically, and he got brought up in every single different. They were like sexual misconduct. There were, of course, the shootings and stuff, and there was another one where they were taking money and drugs, like their task force
Yeah,
was
it
taking
was
it.
like the Viper.
Viper
task
Squad.
force.
He
Yeah.
was brought up in every one of those videos.
Imagine that.
I know.
And you can't tell me other people didn't know. I think he's a scapegoat for a lot of other motherfuckers.
What? You mean the bully on the playground also has bad grades? Come on.
It's fucking. It is egregious. Is what I kept saying. I can't stand it. man.
And it just makes you wonder, like, I mean, they know about it, of course. They meaning the police department and everybody
Like I say,
involved.
they meaning them.
Yeah.
Dumb down.
Them too.
Too.
Like, when are they going to change it? I mean, there's news story. Everybody knows. I mean, if you read about it. if you read news from around here, it's in the news. So when are they going to change it or stop it or try to cover their tracks better or something? I mean,
whenever the pressure is too great to overcome.
It's habits, I guess. I'm coming back to that kind of.
It's like growing up, it's like when I would not take out the garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry. And then they'd come down on me. All right, get it together. And then a week later, it's back to normal.
To the normal
Right.
thing.
We're like even at work. Anytime something pops off, people are fucking up. They're like, all right, we got this new policy. We got to do it like this. After a week or two, everything smooths over.
Right.
And
Every
people stop
time.
thinking about it. So
Every
then, I mean,
time.
even though it's on the scale of the police force and it seems more important, it's still just a job.
Right.
And they're just like, okay, yeah, we'll play it cool for a week or two until the boss gets off our ass and goes back to playing games.
I think that was even one of the things that they said in it. Like they had the
Body
camera
cam.
stuff, and
Yeah.
they said they were talking to like a CI, and they said, well, it's going to have to be different for a little while until things cool down.
Yeah.
Talking to
Dude,
a
it is
CI.
that way. I worked at a company that every single time they were implementing changes and they're like doing whatever, everybody would just lay low for a minute, wait till the boss stopped complaining. We'd go right back to the same bullshit.
Yeah.
It's the thing that annoys me about people, specifically on social media, that complain about things like that. They're like, when is change going to happen? When are you going to realize that being a cop is the same as every other job?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
When are you going to do your accounting properly, Carol? That kind of shit. Come on.
It's the same shit, just a different job,
Well,
man.
and if you want it to change that much, do something about it. Don't go on social media and complain about it. That doesn't do anything.
I don't get this, man. I don't understand it. When I want to do something, right? I just like, well, like let's say sewing that hat. I was like, I gotta go get string, I gotta go get a hat, and I gotta do it, right?
But if I this hat,
I'm gonna sew this hat.
Yeah.
But if I was to say, I want to do this thing, but you know what? I guess I'll just go online and talk about it and watch videos and then whatever. Like, I would be doing nothing and I would have no hat sewn by the end of it, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
If all you do is talk and all you do is watch videos, write it off. You don't do a fucking thing. Not to help a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stop talking about it.
It's Kumail Nanjiani has a bit about that where he's talking about his cyan in his printer ran out quicker than the other colors. And he said, I dealt with it in the most direct way I could think about it. I went on Twitter and complained about it. He said it's the equivalent of going outside and yelling off my balcony. The cyan's out. Like, it does nothing.
I made a post about, like the Texas school shooting thing, and after every shooting, everybody gets online. They're like, we need to do something about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's probably because we're shitty to each other instead of it being about gun control. And then, like, if you really want to make an impact, get in touch with your state representatives to change the laws instead of preaching to your Facebook choir.
No
Exactly.
I only got 4 likes, but nobody said
No
anything.
rebuttal?
Yeah, no rebuttal, because they know I'm right.
Huh, absolutely.
Dude,
Stupid
you are
fucks.
100% right. And that's the thing. I can get mad on anything, bro. But if I don't I don't want to go to the state representative, so I don't say shit about that.
Right.
I don't want to go to the Capitol and talk, so I don't say shit about that. Like, I don't care.
I don't care if kids die. I don't want to talk to my rep.
I've gone to the state representative about a couple things before.
Well, you're better than him.
I'm like, I wish this would change. And I turn to Sarah. I'm like, do you feel like doing this?
Yeah, because
For me.
when it comes to
For
like
me.
shitty drivers like on the interstate, I'll bitch about that on social media. These fucking fucks in the left lane,
Yeah, but you
that's
can't
nothing,
do anything
I
about
can't
it.
go to some governing body.
Yeah.
Mm.
That'd be awesome to go to your state representative. These assholes driving in the left lane all slow.
Yeah. Do
Come
something.
with me. Get in my car. I'm going to take you to drive, and you're going to see him in action.
Hell yes.
But,
do that.
all you bastards listening, stop complaining on social media about legislation
Yeah.
and write your fucking representatives.
Yeah.
Dude, if they
Or come eat
wrote
my ass.
if they wrote the representative as much as they post and whine and cry on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, bro, I think things would actually move along because your state representative would be tired of getting letter. Like if you wrote an actual letter and you filled up the desk of whoever you were trying to make a difference.
Yes.
And you have to agree on one thing at a time. You can't like fight all battles all at the same time.
Oh,
right?
also, what the hell? One of Jordan Peterson's rules, it's like, if you see a problem in society, write to your representatives, but propose a solution
Yes.
instead of just complaining.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
yeah. But then with the idea of like gun violence and shit, how do you fix that? Because I mean, it's obviously not a matter of access to weapons.
Right.
Because I mean, Chicago, Baltimore, Philly, all these places, like they have strict gun laws. Yet their crime level isn't that great.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not a matter of oh man, this guy can get a weapon legally.
I know. People
it's
fail
like-
to realize the
If I'm going to
greater...
shoot 20 people, I have no qualms about getting a weapon
An illegal
illegally.
weapon, for sure.
Or, you know, if you're going to kill that many people, it doesn't have to be a gun that you use.
Yeah.
That's just like
Just
easy.
a big fork.
Is it? Yeah, you can go around stabbing people. But you get what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to kill people, you can kill people. Okay, I can't get a gun. How do I kill 20 people all at the same time? Bomb. If I can't get a bomb or the things to make it,
Yeah.
what do I get? They still sell fireworks everywhere. You take everything out of a firework, make a bomb out of it. Like, it's so dumb to hear that. And then they're like, background checks. All right, we do that. All right,
Yeah.
better background checks. Okay, but that's not helping the situation. So what else can we do?
I know.
Yeah, and they 3D print guns. So if you take all the guns off the thing, you're gonna have criminals 3D
Yes.
printing guns.
Yeah.
There has to be something though, like
I think
that you
it's
can
a
do.
system that you have to fix. Why you have to get down to the bottom of why they're killing each other. Why is the mental health problem so bad? Why
Yeah.
is because there shouldn't be no shootings in schools and stuff. Why are these kids' mental health so bad that they kill themselves and others?
well, and then ignoring all the signs. Like I'm
Oh.
pretty sure this kid
Yeah.
they said
He
that there were
posted
signs
on-
again, and they
Yeah.
ignored it.
He posted on that, and the algorithm
problem.
didn't catch it like they said that it was designed
And
to.
the algorithm.
Yeah, they
Fuck
created
that. What
a.
about the parents.
Oh
Yeah.
no, for
Is
sure
this kid
that.
an orphan?
And
I can see if orphans started murdering people.
Right.
So
Nobody's watching them.
they have people online that also will ag the person on. So instead of like somebody saying, "Hey, somebody's talking about killing people," you'll have people online that are like, "Do it, pussy! Like you're not gonna do it," and then the guy like that just fuels the fire, right?
Right.
Well, see, I had this thought that they should start teaching kind of like mental health exercises to kids,
Yeah.
like in elementary school, because you know they're just sponges at that time.
Yeah.
It's like if you see somebody that's being ostracized and bullied, here's how you can help them, include them,
Yeah.
and then show them. But I also had the idea that if you should show them a school shooting when they're a kid,
Yeah.
and we're like, this is why you don't bully people because it happens all the time.
No shit.
Immediately take their innocence.
So then if you, the innocence gets them nothing because people were
Right.
complaining about it also. They're like, what did these kids do to
yeah.
deserve it? I'm like, yeah, but innocence doesn't exempt you from
you, yeah.
untimely death.
Yeah, definitely.
You
not.
know-
So let's either be proactive and smart or just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm showing
And-
them one like proof of something that occurs constantly. It's the number
Yeah.
one killer of kids ages 0 to 19.
I thought it was.
That's nuts.
I thought it was suicide first, then.
Not now.
Well, I mean, suicide's pretty easy to prevent.
And just kill them before they kill
Yeah,
themselves.
just chain them down. Yeah,
Chain 'em
I
to
guess
the
you could do that though. Yeah.
But
See,
no,
God
they.
will still take him. He got murdered.
I think that whole taking their innocence thing and trying to protect the kid, whatever, that is like a first world Western ideal because you have a lot of these other countries that are traumatized, like right as they're coming out of the womb. Like
Yeah,
they're
dude.
traumatized from day one.
In China, they just throw them in the sweatshops at 5, and then like in Afghanistan, they're like, "Well, you're old enough to talk. Here's an AK."
Yeah.
So
Speaking of like a third world country, you see where the Pakistani TikTokers are starting forest fires for their TikTok
No.
videos.
what the fuck?
Yeah, they're having like
ridiculous.
these extreme heat waves that are breaking records and shit. Everything's super dry, and these dumb, stupid bastards are starting forest fires for their gram or for TikTok, whatever.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
That is crazy.
That's why I know we're.
It's
stupid.
also reasonable because kids are stupid,
yeah,
and
I
that's what
guess
they
so.
do. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, hey, I can get some attention for this," and it's It's like whenever, like in the black metal scene, when they were just like burning down churches and shit. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's crazy and stupid, but good on them. But there's nothing cool about burning down forests.
No.
Forests are awesome.
Yeah,
Find
man.
something else.
Yeah, please.
Maybe kill terrorists in their sleep.
Oh, and
Let
then
that be
put
a
that on
TikTok challenge.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Why is it though? Because I watched another video like right after that one about TikTokers, like they're moving to LA and stuff. These young kids, like 15 to 18, like that range, or they're like moving to LA into homes where they're all like TikToking together. And now, it's I don't know if anybody's told them, but we've talked about it before. There's a very, very, very small amount of people that make it really big on social media to make that kind of money. But what it does when you have people 15 to 18 making that kind of money, millions of dollars, you have a large amount of young people negating, like not going to college to try to make it on social media as an influencer or whatever you want to call them, stupid motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have the vast majority of people that have no skills, no job opportunities, no nothing, because they were like, well, I didn't make it as an influencer.
Fuck 'em, man.
Right.
It'll make it easier for people of our generation to get jobs.
Yeah.
Whenever the old fucks that refuse to retire finally get out.
I can't wait until they retire.
And they're like, hey, the old people won't leave and the young people don't know shit. We're primed.
We're right in that area where we're still hardworking.
We're perfect.
Yeah, dude. I like it because you're extremely right. And then the ones that do make it as influencers, we get to charge them out the ass for coming to do the work because there's nobody else to do it. So it's a win-win in my opinion. And and then there's no competition from younger people. Like back in the day, like my dad's generation, my grandpa's generation, they had to worry about the young kid coming in, busting his ass and taking his job for less pay. You know, you've heard that story a million times.
Well, I mean, we do
Now
still
you
kind of
don't.
have that because, I mean, I would say the minority of kids are those idiots to where they're trying to be the influencer and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say half of the kids of the world have their head on straight to where they're like, oh, I'm going to get a job as an
Right.
accountant or like a butcher, you know, but most of the kids probably aren't completely stupid.
I'm
I
hoping
hope.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good.
I mean, they're stupid, but not
decent
completely
amount.
stupid.
Yeah.
And
They're
that's-
at least like trying to do something with their
Yeah.
lives.
Right. They have like a goal in mind and they're trying to hit it.
excusably stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid because they're young.
Like Haley
They'll
and
get
Jada,
better.
they're
Yes.
idiots, but because they're young.
Yeah, they'll do better later.
They'll be better.
That's what I always tell the people that I go to work for, and then they're like, "Oh, these young people." I'm like, "Man, I was that same person. I really fucking like these young cats need to get it together." But then I was like, "Man, you're just that old dude that's complaining about the younger generation." I was like, "Give them a break. I was an idiot at 20. I was an idiot at 18.
Right.
Like, just give them a break.
I was an
They'll get
idiot
it.
at like 26. Like
Yeah.
Just
I was an
get it.
idiot yesterday.
yeah, I'm like let them just have
Still an
fun
idiot.
and do what they do.
But I mean,
They'll get it.
it feels empty to complain about the older generation because they've already made their mark of ruining the world.
Right.
If you ridicule the younger generation, it's like a cautionary kind of thing. It's like, hey, I know you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Be less of one.
Like, try to be better.
And yes, the old people ruined the world, but don't make it worse.
Yeah. Try to, make everything a little better. Find a goal and work towards it.
Yeah,
Maybe improve something for everybody along the way.
maybe.
Or not everybody, but the majority.
yeah,
Yeah, you can't help everyone.
at least the people that are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help your friends.
Where's Adam?
I don't know. Hey, Adam.
No, it's cool, man. Fuck him.
Yeah. You want to talk about your forest excursion?
I went to the forest and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I saw the cemetery and I saw a bunch of big trees.
In the forest?
In the forest. And there's this frog. And I was it changed my mindset completely. It was like, it really is like taking drugs, but without taking drugs.
I've noticed every time we go, even if it's just the park and we're not super far into it, but just surrounded by trees, I feel like a different person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Hell yes.
It's like I had heard that like if you like just being around trees and shit for like 30 or 40 minutes,
Yeah.
like there's just something about the physical existence of their being, like something that they put out into the air,
Yeah.
not just oxygen. Like it changes your mental state,
Interesting.
and it's good for mental health. So because I mean, I was out there for like 3.5 hours. So that kind of time, like the first hour, I was just happy, like normal happy to be out there. But by the end of it, like I was euphoric.
Yeah.
It was
Interesting.
nuts.
Going outside was always a thing that like I've read is beneficial for like mental health, but I never read studies as to why I should do that.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
And like even with like the whole time I was out there, like physically, like by the end of it, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
And if I have to walk like upstairs at home, I hate it.
Yeah, of course.
It's like fuck this. But
Just line your stairs with trees.
let's get some staircase trees. So definitely step outside. I used my phone a few times so that I would take pictures. I wrote a thing and I would send Casper updates. That way she would know that I wasn't dead.
Yeah.
But I was pretty disconnected and it was wonderful.
Hell yeah.
Just
to get away from the...
God, and the fucking trees, like I started to bond with them and they were cool, man.
Fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
It does make you feel very close to whatever the fuck is out there when you're out there for a good period of time. It's nice.
That's I think the hardest part for people is the getting out there, because to push yourself to go, but once you're there, it's like it changes you, like you said. But it's just getting there that is the hard part.
Yeah,
I think for most people.
I think if I had known how long it was going to take to do it,
You wouldn't.
I would have been hesitant to start. But
Yeah.
my ignorance was just like, fuck it, I'm going.
Yeah.
And then I was
dude.
like, well, I'm halfway. May as well keep going.
I know, I'm in pain all of the time. And I always tell him, like, going to the park, it makes me feel better. I mean, it doesn't bother me that I'm in pain whenever I'm there. It helps a little bit. Whenever we get out there, I feel genuinely better. It's one of the only things that really makes me feel good.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, man, it'll do something to you. That's every now and then when I go camping with Mike, and then you're like in the middle of nowhere, you don't hear cars. Like every now and then you'll hear like a faint airplane. But it'd take you somewhere that like being in the house or meditating here won't.
Yeah.
You can't get there.
It just feels so different.
Yeah.
I wonder where you'd have to go to get away from hearing an airplane go over you.
Oh, I don't think there is a place.
Deep
is there?
in the heart of Alaska.
Oh,
You think?
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they fly over the Amazon too, don't they? Because I was going to say somewhere there, but
Well, I mean, just because it's named Amazon doesn't mean that Amazon flies over.
got him. That's I don't know what that is though, but I will say that the hardest part for me is like getting out there. But you're right that you're like knowing the amount of time will definitely make you stray, but
Yeah.
it's worth the time you put into it.
But then even like once I was out there and I just accepted, it was like, all right, I'm going to be out here a while. And I had no real rush for anything. I mean, I knew they closed the park at 7:30, but I was like, well, I have like a solid 5-6 hours before I have to worry about that. And just not constantly thinking about time or having to look at anybody or hear any of modern society. It was just,
Yeah.
So good.
so good.
Yeah. Disconnecting from all the noise is very good, I think. And that's even like, but I think in the woods and shit is the only place you can get that to that degree. Like you can shut everything off here, but still, it's the world surrounding you. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
and the desert sucks. Fuck that.
That's
Unless you
something-
got a camel. Just hop on your camel and go trekking through the desert.
Be cool to have a camel anywhere.
Yeah.
Have one just sitting in the living room. Just get on it.
I
Sit
heard
there.
they're assholes.
Probably.
I heard they're
They
assholes.
seem like they'd be assholes.
unfortunately.
I think it'd be cool to have like a flotation thing like set up in the woods. It's where like you have to hike an hour to get to it,
Yeah.
and then you hop in the thing, and you just have like sensory deprivation for like an hour and a half, and then you walk for like another hour or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd
God.
be very cool.
That's what
Make
you
that
need to
happen.
come up with. Yeah, is as I was gonna say that you would enjoy like hammock camping. They sell like these little ones, you can carry like really in your hand or in a backpack.
Yeah, I
And
saw one
toss
of
it up
those.
on a tree, man. Like halfway through. Now you don't get the sensory deprivation part, but
No.
dude, it is relaxing. You wouldn't believe how fucking relaxing it is.
Yeah.
I forget what channel it was. There's this guy, he does like undercover camping.
Mm.
And like he goes out in his car and he'll like, in this one particular video, he dressed like the people in the area would dress. He just like parked on the street, started walking. He had a briefcase, but he had all of his camping shit in his briefcase.
That's
And he
awesome.
just set up like in the woods, like behind the suburb.
Yeah.
And he had like the hammock with him and like the tent and all that shit. And then he got up in the morning, put a suit back on, and walked to his car.
It sounds great.
It was
It's
awesome.
pretty dope to do that. They have a lot of tents that are popping up in Louisville because like the homeless community is growing, right? And I was working for this one lady. I haven't worked for him yet, but I was out there giving her price and stuff. And I think people, especially that live in like well-to-do neighborhoods, right? They have this false sense of security, like nobody's going to kill them or hurt them because they have money, they have means. You can't camp here because I'm going to call the cops, all this bullshit.
I'm
right?
safe inside my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
I'm
lady,
protected. Get out of my bubble.
Right.
this tent popped up, and I'm sure it was a guy or a girl that was homeless, and they were just like, this is off the beaten path a little bit. There's a little bit of woods back here. I could just hide out for the night, right? Dude, she raised all this hell about it. She went out with her revolver to like get him out of the tent and be like, I'm calling the cops and all this. And I was just like,
Unnecessary.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, the dude's probably homeless.
God.
The tent doesn't signify that he's a criminal or he's going to rape you or anything. That may happen, but it also may happen anywhere,
Right? He doesn't have to have a tent to rape you.
Yeah.
You have a nice condo you could use.
You might be able to tell if somebody's gay because of how they have their earring, but tents don't imply rape.
Dude, it's wild to me. And I go to a bunch of these like nice condo high rises, right? And they have a check-in at the front door, and then they have a check-in after you get into the building and shit. And I'm like, if the shit hits the fan, none of this is gonna matter. Like you're gonna be one of us, about to die from whatever thing that is gonna kill us all massively. And it's baffling, and I see them, I hear the way they talk, and I hear the way they interact with other people and me, because technically I am slave labor to them. Like when I work for them, they treat me as if I'm a employee on the
Slave.
payroll. Yeah, I mean, they're just like, you're less than me. You should do what I tell you to because I'm paying you, right?
Right.
And at least I'm getting paid, and that's the benefit of not living in a terrible time.
Hush money.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just baffling because I see the false sense of security that whatever company built this condo has made for these people, and that's all fine and good. We got to take their money somehow. That's good. You come up with a way, but it doesn't help if someone was coming here and shoot you all. It doesn't help if they want to bomb your condo. I'm not saying they're going to, but or if an asteroid hits the Earth, like it's not gonna matter.
I mean, really, if there's anything I've learned from doing security, it's that the people that they actually have doing security there, they don't care.
They don't.
No.
They're gonna save them, right?
Yeah. Like, and occasionally you'll get that one person that does give a shit, but they also still have no authority.
Right.
Right.
All they can do is say, hey, you can't be here. Well, I'm going to be here anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the cops. Whatever. What
Literally
are you going to do?
to make you feel like you're safe.
Yeah.
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 It's a facade, man, and a lot of these places have done a really good job at putting that facade on, but it's sad, man, that these people but they treat the rest of the world shitty because they have that false sense of I'm better than the people that are below me or whatever, and
Shit rolls downhill.
yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But they're higher on that ladder, so of course they feel like they're whatever that social fucking ladder we all are climbing.
Till a whale eagle flies and hits
Whale
him,
eagle.
knocks over that ladder.
Yeah, fuck.
It would knock over a ladder. It'd be a big ass whale eagle.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, eagle.
They're real. I seen them.
I don't quite understand it, man. And I don't understand why we treat people the way we do, I don't know.
What do you mean? You treat people well.
No, I
It's
know.
just we shit.
I think that
they.
us as humans, like they probably need to say they, but us as humans, like we're shitty to one another. What's that Bukowski poem? People are bad, or people are bad to one another. Whatever the poem's called.
I don't know, but that fits with him.
Yeah, people are shitty to one another.
Couldn't quote it, but yeah.
Yeah, they want to backstab. They want to get over on that. As long as they're doing better than that person, they're fine. And it's sad how shitty we are to one another.
Yeah. Well, it takes a certain level of intellect and evolution to realize that you're not going to get away with that for very long. Or you just have to be really good at it, and then it doesn't matter because there are protections in place.
Okay.
Like with, like the CEOs of companies that are shitty to people. Even if their employees work in the same building, they can't get through because the secretary's there. They got the door locked. It's like, oh, you're violating policy by being here. I'm going to fire you on the grounds of that. Well, you've been taking all of our money and you're a shithead. Tell it to my assistant.
Right.
Kind of shit. It's just, I'm with politicians. We can say,
garbage.
hey, you guys are cheating people and you're taking money from people that you shouldn't be taking from to influence legislation. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
I'm going to vote you out. Well, what about the millions of other people that don't give a shit?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm going to get them on my side.
Yeah, they like me.
Good luck.
Yeah. And they can buy votes. And by that, I mean they can buy influence to get the votes. They have enough money to push that thing. Like, if you don't, that's the only reason that I was watching
Kennedy.
Jeff,
Yes.
oh shit. The crocodile hunter. What's the guy's name? Jeff Gorin?
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin. I was saying Jeff Gordon, like a race, like NASCAR. My
I
bad.
don't know why, but I really thought
Steve
his name
Irwin.
was Jeff something.
Yeah.
Jeff Irwin, for
And
sure.
he said-
Jeff Irwin.
He said, I want all the money in the world. He was like, and I'll give it to I'll spend every dime of it. If you give me all your money, I'll spend every dime helping, like, build the forest, teaching people how to treat animals and the world around them, all this other stuff, raising money and stuff. He's like, I want it all. I want all the money. Because he realized something, that in order to make big change and in order to do like huge good things in the world, you have to have money. So how do you get it? If you have to be a shitty person for a little while to get it, he was willing to do that. Like, that's what I like about that guy. He was willing to make the money so that he could give it all away.
Yeah.
What?
Well, and even that, I feel like he wasn't shitty. He was up front. If you give me
Yeah.
all your money,
Yeah.
I'll use it for good. Yeah.
It's like
I'm
saying like
gonna spend it all.
Coursera is shitty.
Yeah.
Give us all of your money,
Yeah.
and we're going to save these kids.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What about my money?
What about it? But that's and you have more people that dump money into like empty fucking whatever causes than you do people that are willing to back that person that wants to do extreme good. But I think that the universe plays in your favor in that. If you do like extremely good things with the little that you do have, I think that eventually the universe starts giving you more to do, but it wants to make sure that you can do with what you have right now, and that you'll give away when you have nothing. That way, when you have something, you can do even more. But the universe may send a stingray after you and
A stingray.
have it kill you, which is terrible.
Oh, because that's how Stingray
Yeah.
I was like, that's so specific.
The
He's out here
universe-
stingraying people.
Universe is a mean
I just
bitch. man.
imagined it flying. Like it's just going to come and get people.
Like an eagle.
My
sound.
man was trying to save the homeless, and he got stabbed by a stingray.
Right. Out of nowhere. But we'll be honest with
good.
it. I think he was in Australia when it happened, and anything and everything can kill you in Australia.
All their creatures are fucked.
Every insect, every ant,
Oh, look,
every
it's a
gnat.
kitten with raptor feet.
They definitely. Oh, shit. I would never go there. Never
I
go there.
used to want to go there so bad because of koalas.
Yeah.
I will never.
Even they'll fuck you up.
Yeah, just the koalas are shitty too, aren't they?
mean. It just sucks because it looks beautiful. It seems like a phenomenal place, but all the other shit that lives there, not the people, but the critters, I'm not doing it. I
No, the
cannot.
people are fine, but you just have to, like, when in Rome, so, like, if you get off the plane and you immediately start drinking and have a machete, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if you're not drunk with a blade, you're doomed.
Get back
Well,
on the
and
fucking plane.
And you can't travel with a machete. I was going to say, yes, we have one. So I'd have to immediately go find a place that sells machetes.
Well,
And
they
I
have those at the duty free.
Do they?
I was gonna say that it might have it
Yes.
at the airport. There's definitely a guy at the airport.
Welcome to Australia. Discount blades.
This is a noise.
I'll have to like plan the trip, and that'll be the first place I find is a place that sells machetes.
Yeah.
From
Dude.
the airport to there. How long does it take? What's the route? Yeah.
It's bad when you smash their bugs with machetes.
Dude, I
They got some
cannot.
big ass bugs.
I
Bro.
can't stand the bugs here.
I had to cut a mosquito in half to get it away from me.
Do you think it's their equatorial location that makes their bugs so big? Because you know how
Probably.
like the is somewhere in the center or whatever that the Earth bulges out a little bit, and you think with that extra gravitational pull, whatever it is that causes that, do you think that that's why their bugs?
I
are
don't
bigger?
know. Do you think the middle of Africa is the most savage place in the world?
Without a doubt.
Oh, well, then yeah, absolutely.
I would say that there are a lot of murderers. Middle
Just
of
running
Africa.
rampant. That's probably true. I don't know. I've never been there, but
The apartheid fucked shit up. You hear me? Like,
I meant
people
the
are
wildlife.
yes.
They were affected too.
Oh,
No, they knew politically what was
what you
going
mean?
on.
People aren't wildlife. Well, depends on where you go.
There's a lot of crazy motherfuckers here. I'm sure there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
I think though that they are right in a certain sense that. So I think that mental health was increasing anyways because it was increasing in our generation in the 90s, right? And I think they'll say that social media is the thing, but you remember when they were like, Maryland is the thing. Marilyn Manson's causing these kids
I thought you
to
meant
do
the
it.
state of Maryland.
Oh,
I
no.
was like, what?
I thought Marilyn Monroe. I was going through all the Marilyns I could think
No,
of.
90s, Maryland.
There was no
Manson.
way you could have gone with that because if you would have said Maryland, I would have thought Maryland, and then if you would have said Manson, I would have thought Charles.
So they blamed it on that. They blamed it on music. They blamed it on cults and what was this shit? The devil worshippers and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all this shit, right?
It's always Satan.
Devil cults.
So maybe we're in that same situation where you have a lot of politicians and a lot of social activists that are like, it's social media doing it. No, I think it's a large part of it right now, but I don't think it's the thing.
It's not helping,
No.
but it's like blaming guns for killing people.
Right.
You just have a
Yeah.
lot of scared idiots that are faced with a complex issue,
I think
and they want to
yeah.
blame it on something simple.
Right.
And then the idiot simplicity people get behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought about this in terms of like with religion and stuff, because like before Christianity was like, you know, like the Nicene Council or whatever, before they had narrowed down what it was, like back in the day, it was all just, all right, well, there's this belief and there's this belief, and everybody just kind of does their thing. But then the church took over, and they're like, let's simplify it. Put your faith in
That way it's
Jesus.
easier for you
Yeah,
to
and
get.
then that's
Yeah.
all you need.
Yeah.
Just put your faith in Jesus,
Yeah.
and then you can do anything. So they're like, if you just put all your hate into social media or music or video games, then we can solve it. If you
Yeah.
just stop selling guns to people, people will stop dying.
Stop doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how many guns did samurais have? You know? Oh, really? Let's get real.
Yeah. Hell yes.
It makes you wonder, man. I don't. That's what you always try to look back at the past because it's a good indicator of what's going on right now. And you're right, dude. Not only did they sell that to the Christians, and we're having an issue now where you had people that were not religious to begin with, believing in this all-seeing eye of power that is backed by Donald Trump, and if it isn't him, it's going to be somebody else that speaks to the words that they want to hear. And that's what Christianity does for people. And that's why those people that didn't believe before and got into Q believe in Christianity, is because it's one of those faith without seeing things. It's that, you can blame all your good and bad on this thing. It's an all-encompassing belief, and it's okay to have because it's the one truth. And in reality, that's dumb.
Right.
That's idiotic.
Yeah.
I was watching this this dude that I watch. He's an astrophotographer, right?
Yeah.
Astrophotography, whatever that is, with an
Say
astrophotographer.
astrophotographer. Yeah.
Cool. That guy. And he
Killing it.
fucking took a 500 megapixel picture of the galaxy, or the Milky Way galaxy, right?
Yeah.
And then you start zooming in, and it was breathtaking, bro. And you
Gave
get
me
this
anxiety.
yeah, because of how it was moving through this picture, and then you get this overwhelming feeling that that's where we came from. This fucking energy source that, you know, fucking caused this whole thing to, you know, be in motion, you know?
Yeah.
And you get that overwhelming feeling that, like, that's the truth. That one place that we all come from. That one moment when all this shit came into existence. When before Christianity, before Zeus and Poseidon, before the Aztecs, before everything.
Before Poseidon.
Before Egyptian culture, before fucking social media, before all this stuff, when it was absolutely nothing and everything at the same time. Like, that is an overwhelming feeling that you get just by looking at a picture. Jesus Christ and Christianity is a great story, but it isn't your truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can fucking believe in it all you want and be simple, that's fine. But
Well, and
leave
it's
it
not
at
even
that.
that good of a story.
I know.
There's so many contradictions. If there weren't so many contradictions, I could get behind it being a good story.
Yeah.
It's
It is
just
not a good
chaos
story.
in a book.
Well, yeah, but I mean, life is chaos.
Fuck you.
Yeah, people just look at it all wrong.
I can accept
They're like,
that.
I want, okay, this is absolute historical fact, and it's simplistic. I believe in Jesus. I'm going to heaven. No.
I
There's
guess.
a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, I guess my problem isn't the story. It's how people
Yeah.
accept
You
it.
accept it
Use
and use it
Yeah.
in their benefit or
I
whatever.
tend to think of it like Twin Peaks, you know, because I connect everything to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a complex thing going on. And when people look at it too simplistically, and I'm like, you didn't even pay attention
Right.
at all. And people do that with Christianity.
Yeah.
And that's annoying. It's like, what are you talking about? What about where it came from?
Yeah.
What about all the shit that went on before? And then if you think about it, like, in the historical context, it's just like a story of humanity.
Mm.
Then great. It's all coming from other things. It's trying to teach people different things. And how they're, like, in like TV shows where they're, like, the same archetypes and shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
And there are different storylines that you'll see on all kinds of different series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a matter of like, oh, this one connects specifically to this kind of person.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
Just dig
You're
in
right,
a little.
though.
Yeah.
And I think they realized a long time ago, like Jordan Peterson says, that without, well, he quotes Nietzsche, well, however you say it, that guy. So
I say Nietzsche.
Nietzsche,
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll use that
heard
one.
both,
I
so-
feel better saying it that way. Nietzsche.
Nietzsche.
So that guy believed that without any like moral standing, without any belief in something, it doesn't have to be Christianity, it doesn't have to be the universe, it doesn't have to be flowers, you know, anything. Without that belief, if the world becomes a place where we don't have beliefs anymore, it will become like true chaos, like where we're all killing each other, no
Yeah.
background and
Well,
nothing.
you could even look at it without the aspect of any kind of religion or long-term belief or anything. You just look at it as a kid with money. If you give a kid with money $1,000 and you say, okay, think about 10 years from now. Do you want to use your money for good things? Do you want to maybe save it? Or do you want to live animalistically and just do whatever the fuck you want without thought? Nothing good is going to come from the animalistic without thought.
Yeah, you
Right.
can buy $10 worth of Kit Kats.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's not going to help anybody. You'll feel good for a minute,
Yeah.
but in the long term, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you take God out of the equation, it's just a matter of, are you going to think about tomorrow, or are you just going to live purely in the moment and disregard everything else?
Yeah. No, it's a great way to look at it. I think more people should look at it that way. Because this is what it is. That's why, like, I do truly hate Christianity at this point, but only in the sense of the
Leave
church.
Christianity out of this.
Yeah.
Hate Christians.
Christians, there you go. But I think it's more so to how I was treated within that, how I was looked upon, how those people thought they were morally higher, things like that.
Right.
But the basis of it is beautiful. Like the morals that they teach are great. The stories are great.
It's like the idea of democracy and the American political system. The
Yeah.
system's fine. It's the people that suck.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, it's definitely the people running it, and that's it's unfortunate that it has to be that way. But I think all things are apt to be corrupt, right? Like any good thing is going to be corrupt.
Luckily, though, you can get your morals from a million other religions or beliefs or anywhere. You don't have to get it from any type of religion.
I feel like people should dig into just like Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Worst case scenario, you're going to set yourself on fire, but everybody else is okay.
But you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll
I'm
die,
okay.
but yeah.
You won't survive, but
Yeah.
you'll be okay.
And your message will matter and go on.
Yeah.
Because if your message is so high that you choose to burn yourself in the middle of the road,
Yeah.
that is a fucking that's the belief that's stronger than a lot of things I've ever
Think about
done.
that guy regularly.
But then that just makes me think of there's like an intro to an Immortal Technique song where he's like, I will be remembered. He's like, no, the people will forget.
I like
So like
that.
it doesn't matter what the hell your cause is. Given enough time,
Oh yeah.
it's not gonna matter.
No one
given
will
enough
ever
time.
forget that guy.
Oh, they
What
will.
guy?
I
know.
Oh.
Got her.
Yeah, no,
hate
I
you.
think about that guy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to get that picture and hang it on the wall.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think about
Oh,
death all the
yes.
time.
Yeah, I do too.
I know it's baffling every time I think about it. It's like the first time I thought about it, because sometimes I'll sit there on the couch and or when I'm doing something minute, right, just something simple, I'll think about it and I'm like, one day I gotta face that. One day I gotta not wake up. One day this will all cease to exist, and whatever I did, before that moment would not have mattered at all.
Right.
One day we all have to. How is this not like the one thing that everybody works to like figure out how to like ease it? Like,
Even
I
the
don't
Dalai
know.
Lama's going through that shit right now.
Yeah.
It's like he knows he's gonna die, as everyone knows.
Right.
But he's doing his Buddhist shit to where he's like preparing his soul to move on and do its shit. So
That's cool.
yeah.
try to
Prepare
prepare
my
your
soul.
soul, yeah. Or even like because I think we all have I don't know. I think we have stifled what the human can possibly be, and then in that, when we cross over,
Well, I mean, in the sense of like budgeting economically, because we have things that we didn't have then. So in one aspect, we're growing as humans, and we have scientific realities that we didn't have 200 or 300 years ago. It's just we're spending less on spiritual well-being.
Right.
yeah.
So it's not like everyone's deteriorating. It's just there's been so much negativity relating to that kind of stuff, to where it's just knee-jerk to like religion. Fuck you.
Right.
I'm not worried about shit. When I die, I die. It's like, well, okay, maybe.
Right. You don't know that.
Yeah, it was still, just don't be a shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe what
man.
you want. If there's darkness at the end of it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't be horrible.
Please be nice to people.
Man, the last 15 indies I've watched and them expressing it, like every single one of them have been a little different, but the same, where they're like, I got to look inside the veil, or I got to look inside a lake of some sort or whatever. And it had every single moment in every single lifetime. And they were like, and I could be a part of it within a second. Like, I could be a part of every moment and no moment all at the same time. And think about that. Like, if, let's just say 15 people died, and it's on record that they died and they came back and they all said that, yeah, I've lived like a million, like infinite lifetimes. And I knew everybody from those and all those feelings all at the same time and all this other shit. It's just baffling to think. Like, I always feel like at one time I was something else. You know what I mean? I get those moments where I'm like, maybe that's why, like, I'm interested in a lot of things. Those things haven't faded. Like, maybe in past lives I was a musician or a electrician or a, tattoo artist or whatever. And I think about that. Or I'll be watching something and I'm like, you get that overwhelming feeling like, man, I've been here before.
Yeah.
By that, I mean not like watching that thing, but
Right.
being that thing that you're watching.
When you said all that stuff, I immediately thought like, somebody's life flashing before their eyes and stuff. And I thought of like a retarded kid having a near-death experience, but like everything is just a dog with a squeaky toy sitting in front of him, and it's just like, ah. But I mean,
good life.
I know,
Yeah.
he's loving it.
That sounds great.
But like instead of the depth of things, it's just.
That would be my life. Except it's cats.
But
Yeah.
have you guys watched Ricky Gervais's new special there, Supernature?
No.
It's awesome. But he talks about because he's like ripping on religion and things like that, and he mentions like people that have had near-death experiences that they're talking about past lives and shit. And he's like, and they got together and they role played it. They came dressed as like people they've been in a past life. And he said, there were two Napoleons, so fucking bullshit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that made me happy. It was pretty funny.
Ooh, the Norm Macdonald one comes out.
Yeah, very
Tomorrow.
soon. Hell yeah.
Yes, that's awesome.
Figure I'll watch the It's Always Sunny podcast and then throw on some Norm.
Hell yeah.
I wonder. I think Norm Macdonald went out like a pimp. He didn't let nobody else know he was
Right.
going. You know who else? The gentleman who played Black Panther. God, I can't remember his name. I know his name.
Oh.
I can't remember. But that guy, he was in an interview, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna be playing the Black Panther in whatever movie was coming out," and he was like, "No, I'll be dead."
Yeah.
And he was just straight up.
Yeah.
And then they of course they pinpoint that and then play it over and over again. But I'm wondering if he actually knew right then and there. He was like, I'm definitely gonna die.
Oh, yeah. Because, like shortly after he died, I watched some shit where it was like, in retrospect, like, oh, okay. He knew.
Yeah.
Chadwick.
Boseman. Yeah, man.
Because in my head, I said Chadwick, and I thought, Bozeman, Montana. I thought, well, it's not David Cross. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, Chadwick. That's and I don't know. Sometimes it makes you want to have like some life-threatening fucking thing to have to come to that agreement with life to
See
be
if you can
like,
experience it.
yeah.
Whatever, man. What did you feel whenever you got hit by that truck or whatever?
I accepted. I thought I had more than enough time to think all these thoughts, and what I did was everything went in slow motion. I was like, it's finally my turn to go because they didn't get me in my buddy's car wreck, and then I was like, all right, fair enough, let's do it. And I pushed myself against the truck, and then I woke up in a ditch.
And then, didn't you have more questions than answers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
far more.
So it's the only thing that saves you is death. 'Cause
Yeah,
you have the initial, oh, this is it. There's more to it. But then you don't have to deal with the anything afterwards.
I would imagine, though, since we got hit so hard, he was just unconscious.
He pooped himself.
so
I'm surprised you didn't.
It
I'm
was the
surprised.
poop in his pants giving him these thoughts.
If you go back and look at my the first scan they took when we got in the hospital, you can't hardly see past my penis. Like
can-
there's this bright what is it, like a circle? It's
Yeah.
white, right? And I always wonder, like, did they mess up the first one? No, I had to pee so bad,
Bladder.
Jesus.
and
I
I
mean,
didn't.
it was like this big.
Yeah,
It
I had to
was
go.
Oh, you sure that wasn't his butthole?
But you could see the
Yes.
tip of, the base,
Yes.
the base of his dick
Yeah.
in it. It's awesome.
Yeah. And I was like, I never knew what that was. I'm like, I remember having to pee really bad. And I was like, well, I'll just pee when we get there. And we never got there. But I was like, how did I not piss my pants when I got knocked out?
That's
Yeah.
a good
Get hit by a
question.
truck and not pee yourself? Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Instinct survival. Adam doesn't piss himself.
Guy didn't go by a semi going 70 and didn't piss
Didn't
yourself.
piss himself with a bladder
Yet
full
a
of
girl
piss.
can laugh too hard and piss everywhere.
Yeah.
I
dribble.
swear to God, if I clear my throat too hard, I've pissed a little. That's ridiculous.
Just imagine if you had a baby. Like,
I
it
know.
gets 10 times
It
worse.
just means my pelvic floor isn't very strong.
No, you need to
Casper
work on
pees all the time.
that. Like, on herself or in the...
I don't know. In the toilet.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But she'll get up a bunch of times throughout the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
She'll
think-
stop
like
drinking
crazy.
water like like people would stop drinking coffee, so they don't stay awake. She's like, all right, I'm not going to drink any more water.
Damn,
I can stay in bed. And then she still doesn't stay in bed.
No, I'm the same way. I pee probably every 2 hours in the middle of the night. I pee constantly. I don't even drink that much water. Not at night, not after a certain point.
Right.
Earlier, the cat was on me. And he was trying to get in my face, and I didn't want him in my face, so I moved him down my torso, and I felt the need to pee. And Casper was like, well, I can't believe you did that. As soon as I put him there, I have to go pee. I was like, yeah, but I got a man bladder. I feel the need to pee, but I can hold it.
No.
That's
And
how
I
I
still
have
haven't
to pee.
peed.
When I used
Not
to, when I would have a couple beers or whatever, dude, after the first one, I'm pissing like every 10, 20 minutes. Like, I gotta go. I got a baby bladder.
Pathetic.
I swear.
We
it's
got to
worse.
the hospital. I had to pee so bad. I was furious, and they wouldn't let me fucking move, so they tried to make me piss in a bedpan, and
Nope.
I have to pee on a toilet.
Yeah.
End of story. And I couldn't piss, and I was furious. I was like, let me get the fuck up. If I'm paralyzed, I'm paralyzed. There's nothing wrong with me. Or fucking x-ray me and be done.
I know, if I'm paralyzed and I can make it to the toilet, I call the shots.
No shit.
You should just put your finger over the hood and sprayed it at them.
I am God.
It was insane. I had to pee so bad. I was like aggressive. I had to pee that bad.
Oh, that shit'll make you angry. I hate when I have to pee and I have to work, and I'll be like, quit talking to me, man. I gotta go pee.
I gotta pee now.
I'll pee anywhere, though, now. Now I've gotten a little bit older, I don't give a shit. I'll pee in a bottle in the van. I'll pee outside of the van at a customer's property, just like holding the doors behind me. If I gotta go, I'm pissing. I'm not waiting. I gotta pee anywhere.
I wish. I can't pee anywhere.
Yeah.
I could pee anywhere.
We were at the lake. I was in the lake.
Yeah.
It took
me
an hour, 2 hours.
It was forever. I was just sitting there. I was like, literally.
We thought about leaving her.
Yeah. I was like, I just cannot do it. I don't know why.
I peed in the woods.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
I did pee in a urinal before I went in, though.
Into the woods?
Yeah.
Oh,
Into the
yeah.
woods.
I mean, it was like
Woods.
right there. Like, you get out of the car, you walk down this gravel path to where, like, there are people camping and shit, and then there's a porta potty, and I peed, and then I had 3/4 a bottle of wine, and then I peed in the woods.
No, I hate porta potty like midsummer, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and like it hasn't been emptied
Yeah.
in like a week or
You
two.
just taste it.
Oh my god,
But the water's still blue.
It's crazy. It's baffling.
Just gross.
I almost took
They're
a
like,
picture
it's
of the
clean.
water.
That's
Blue
grody.
water.
All right, man. That was episode 150.
Woo!
150 episodes in. We appreciate everybody joining us again. We hope that you have a good day,
We
a good
hope
whatever.
You
We don't give a shit, really.
Stay.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you want to do. It's your world. But have a belief, because we don't want chaos.
Chaos is okay.
Wildly uninteresting podcast.
Podcast.